Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Yes, my name is Carl. I'm calling from Rochester, New York. I read an article on the Cleveland Brown website about the Browns, and the gentleman said that Kevin Stefanski should be fired after 2025. I kind of agree 100% with the man. He said his play calling is suspect. If we fall behind the game, he never adjusts. We always lose. Talks about the locker room. We don't have a locker room because we don't have anybody who talks. Nobody says anything, including our coach. So we have no motivation. And this is what's going on all the time. I've heard many emails from other callers. So I agree 100% with them. Thanks, guys. Go Browns.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Casey, Rochester, a rough room today, huh? I disagree. Your coach won with 4 different starting quarterbacks and made the playoffs. He's doing something right. If the team is motivated. You don't like what he says in press conferences? Well, I get it. But if I'm him, I don't know that I'm doing anything different in those press conferences.
And not just the press conferences. He's pointing to the locker room of Stefanski not being a raw guy, but that's why you have to have a diverse set of personalities on your coaching staff. If you have a coach that is a steady demeanor, even-keeled, the way Stefanski is, the way the most successful head coaches in the NFL are, you have other coaches that do that, You got a Deuce Staley. You got a Jim Schwartz. You got guys that will light people up and be that vocal presence. Was Bill Belichick a raw guy? Is Andy Reid a raw guy? Like, I don't see the value in that. I see the value in a CEO-type leader that Stefanski is, and I don't care what he says in press conferences. Whatever matters is that the players believe in him as him being a leader, and they echo his sentiments all the time. I don't agree that we don't have a locker room in Cleveland. I think that foundation has been laid over the last 4 years. I think you have a very solid foundation in the locker room. The in-game adjustments, I'll hear that argument, but everything else, to me, that's just noise.
Yeah, that's probably valid. In game, I sit there and watch and go, we're going to do that? We're going to still do that? But I've also heard no one say that he's getting fired in 2025. They extended him. I mean, he took over a team that was 1-31. Now they've won 11 games twice. They had a down year when they dealt with the Watson suspension. Having said that, now it's time to be a perennial playoff team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all it comes down to me is stacking back-to-back seasons of double-digit wins, going to the playoffs, making a deep playoff run. Because the 11 wins last year won't matter if you only win 7 games next year. So it's about stacking that consistently, and then all of a sudden the perception will change on the outside. But on the inside, the players all believe in Stefanski as the leader. Like, to me, it's nonsense to suggest otherwise.